guys, good morning, good afternoon, good evening as per the location where you guys are watching this video. Now we are trying to understand about the networking concept before moving for the main content. The main reason is networking is so important to understand before going to any cybersecurity content. So that's a very important skill if you just want me to ask. Now I'm just trying to show you what actually it is, like how many types of IP addresses are there, different classes, how the IP address has been designed. So I'm just going to move forward. So I am just using the Kali Linux as of now. You can see on my screen I'm using the Kali Linux under the VMware, that is nothing but the Workstation Pro. Might be if you are using the Mac operating system, you will be using the VirtualBox basically. I'm trying to open the terminal on my Kali Linux. So if you are in the Windows machine, you can open the command prompt. So in Windows machine, you can type ipconfig, but right now since I'm in Linux operating system, I can type ifconfig, that's nothing but ifconfig. So or I can just go with IP space EO as well. Now you can see on my screen, I'm just using my IP address is 192.168.254.131. And at the same time, I can see there are different adapters are over here. You no need to worry because there is a different settings on my system. You might able to watch only ETH0, might probably, or if you are connected to the Wi-Fi, example, let's say on this location, if you are already connected to the Wi-Fi, that means if you are installed the Linux operating system as a base, so I am sure you are going to get an Wi-Fi adapter over there. So that might be your IP address. So now, since you are watching the IP address like this, now you'll be wondering what is this basically, like what kind of number is this? So if you just watch very carefully, you can see there are total 4 blocks of IP address, right? So whatever we are speaking right now, this is IP version 4, but there is a one more IP version, that is an IP version 6, which you can see below itself. So this total you got 8 blocks, but you cannot see the 8 blocks over here. We'll speak about that later part. So because we are going to concentrate on IP version 4 for the whole content of the cybersecurity as of now. Now let us see this 4 blocks, how it is divided. Now when I just try to open the the notepad, I'm going to explain you what is this 4 blocks. IP version 4, basically it is nothing but it is a total 32-bit. So that means I'm just considering the 32-bit in the sense is nothing but it's a 32 bits ones and zeros basically, right? So that is not readable from human, so we cannot understand what it is. So what we have done, we divided that whole 32-bit into 4 blocks as 8-bit, 8-bit, 8-bit and 8-bit. So you can see 192.168.254.131 over here. Now each and every block got 8 bits, right? Now you can ask me like example, let's say if it is 192, how it is like 8 bits, how you can able to mention that. Let us consider it is 128 space 64 space 32 space let us consider 16, then space 8, then space 4 and 1, like this. Now if I just mention, let us say it is 0, then 0, then 0, then 0, 0 and 1, so this will be converted as 1 in decimal. Now when I mention the last 2 bit as high, so the output will be 3. The reason is because I'm just going to add these 2. When I make everything is 1, so I'm just going to count, I'm going to add everything, and that will be my output basically. So that is how it is designed. So when I say 192, we'll be converting that into a binary format. Now yeah, this is crazy enough, but one more thing, since I said that IP address version 4 is 32-bit, when I try to see 2 power 32, so I hope I should be able to get something around 4 billion IP address on the IP version 4. Now is that enough? Is this highly enough for the IP? 4 billion IP addresses? Damn sure no, because approximately humans itself, like 7 to 8 billion humans are there around the earth. But damn sure it won't be enough if I just try to distribute all the IP address to every person. So what we can do, can we use IP version 6? Obviously yes. Now let me just try to see what is the size of the IP version 6. So it is 2 power 128 bit actually the IP version 6 is. When I just try to check, it is giving me some very large number. It's 3.4. I hope it should be 3 trillions of trillions. So that means it's a 3 time I need to multiply with the trillions. I hope that is how the IP version 6 is defined. But you can ask me, till today I'm just using the IP version 4, that how it is possible. It's because of NAT, that is network address translation, so which I'm going to speak about later part of the video. Yes, so that is how actually the NAT configured, but I'll just give you some glance of it. I'll just try to open the Chrome and I'll search for IP address classes. So you already know, so there are 5 classes of IP address. like IP address A to E basically, but we are not going to use D and E because it's a multicast and it is reserved. That means it's an R&D reserved. So we are not using that. But yeah, we are going to use IP class A, B and C. So those are the ranges. Now when I search for the private IP address range, you can see very clearly the class A defines it starts from 10, class B which defines from 172 and class C defines from 192 basically. I am damn sure that your IP address right now, either it should be starting from 192 or 172 or it might be from 10. Why? The reason is if you are in home basically you might able to get 192 as max because you might be not using more than 254 devices by the way, because if you have a phone, you have a laptop, you have an IP camera, let us consider if you are using 30 to 40 devices in your home. Now it doesn't mean that you are going to utilize the 30 to 40 IP addresses from the 4 billion apparently, but you are trying to use in a NAT network. Yeah, it is a different technique which I'm going to speak about that. Now here it is. So that is what that is the reason. So everything your IP address will be sharing this term. Yeah, there's one more thing, that's a subnet. So by the way, I'm going to explain you about that later part. Now yes, so this is how it is. So if you are IP address which is starting from 172, so that means you are in a smaller business. If your IP address you are getting from 10, it is a huge business basically. So that is how it will be done. Yes, I'll be just speaking about more concepts about the MAC address and all the other information in the next video. So we'll get back to you later in that form. Thank you.